spent the last few months pushing hard for a rock-solid prenup to protect his new bag, and she flat out refused to sign it. That underlying tension finally boiled over into a massive screaming match right on the yacht, leading to entire wedding being permanently shelved. If she really walked away just because he wanted to protect the contract, did Dak actually dodge a massive bullet here? I think so, Chad. W Mans, okay? W Mans, okay? I've talked about marriage, on here millions of times, but I'm also sensitive to the fact that a lot of you guys, are newer to the content, okay? A lot of you guys might not necessarily be familiar with, the red pill or my dating takes or whatever, fully. A lot of you guys maybe came over because you guys like my war coverage, you guys like my geopolitical coverage and stuff like that, which I enjoy doing that too. But it would be irresponsible of me to teach you guys about geopolitics and what's going on and, all this other stuff and not cover this topic, because unfortunately, this is a skill set that every guy needs to understand. And that skill set is how to properly navigate the dating marketplace, which, I talk about in my books extensively, but, here, okay, to put things very nice and succinctly for you guys need to understand that marriage in the United States or marriage in the West in general is a scam, okay? It's a big scam. And the reason why it's a scam.
For free. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Wow.
I'm anti-prenup. I believe that if you need a contingency plan for marriage,
speak on it.
You shouldn't be marrying them.
Oh my God.
If you need to protect yourself from your future partner who you have to lay in bed with every night, the potential mother or father of your children, you shouldn't be marrying them. A prenup to me is like a seatbelt on an airplane. If you need that seatbelt on an airplane, you got way bigger issues than the seatbelt. Airplane going down. So I got money. I'm actually anti-prenup. I understand the thought process behind it, but if you're entering into like a covenant with an individual who quite literally controls your life, you will be asleep next to them every single night. They control whether you live or you die. If you are in the hospital on life support, they dictate if the doctor pulls the plug or does not. And you want a prenup?
Yo,
I'm just anti.
This is and I don't know what it is, but lately we just been disagreeing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I stand with Dak and the number 4 Cowboy jersey right here. What? Okay.
Wow.
Do you got a car?
Of course.
Do you drive?
Of course.
Do you drive every day?
Of course.
Okay, bet. Do you look to get in a car accident?
Never.
Oh wait, do you have car? Do you have insurance? Car
Of course.
Insurance. He wants to get married. He's not looking to get a divorce. But in the event that it might happen, I've got security. Same way when people got a car insurance. You got a car, you drive every day, you share every time. But in the event if I get in a car accident, I'm protected. All I'm saying is this, man, like, to make all that type of money, right? And you see times where people get divorced and they talk about the person gets half. I look at the Tiger Woods situation. Tiger Woods, he was wrong for everything he did. But you gonna give him half though? Half? Half?
Look.
Hold on, I got a rebuttal.
We done seen this story happen too many times before, but some of the players wasn't so lucky to escape. You know things get real different the moment a man touch $240 million. Cause when Dak Prescott signed that massive $240 million deal with the Dallas Cowgirls, he became the highest paid player in NFL history. $60 million a year, no Super Bowls, damn near no playoff appearances, but he still made life-changing money. But here's what a lot of people don't tell you about these contracts. The moment a man get that goddamn bag, the people around him start moving real different. Cause see, everybody around them is at them for a piece of this change. Some of that $240 million is mine. Think about what I'm saying. And see, I'm gonna tell you something. You'll never know what kind of woman you got until you start getting some money or until you run up out of money. And see, the woman you with, when you get that goddamn money, they start seeking their personal financial security out of your money. She started plotting ways to trap your ass forever with kids and marriage. The moment you sign that goddamn contract, everything started moving fast in the women's minds. Cause they start a whole,
And apparently they had a joint bachelor and bachelorette party in the Bahamas. and his fiance Sarah Jane Ramos, she called it off. Now people have their theories. We're gonna get into this, and then I'm going to put together my own theory. We don't have all the information yet. We're probably gonna learn more, but by looking at this whole thing, I knew this was probably going to end in a disaster, because in 2026, marriages just don't work, especially when you are a professional athlete. I don't understand why these guys are so hell-bent on getting married during their playing career. You could have put this marriage off until you retired. You didn't have to marry her now, because this could be a distraction that you really don't need, Dak Prescott, because you're going into a very pivotal year where you got to win. Now, I saw comments with people saying, this could help him focus. How? When you got a woman who's clearly going to be bitter, and no, you didn't get married to her, but you do have 2 children with her. You got 2 kids with her. So let's get into a timeline real quick. I'm going to go over the timeline of this relationship. Back in September 2023, Ramos, Sarah Jane, and Dak went public with their relationship, with her appearing in his Instagram stories after a Cowboys game. In November 2023, Ramos confirmed they were expecting their first child. In February of 2024, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Margaret Jane MJ Rose Prescott. In October 2024, Prescott proposed to Ramos during a golfing outing. Interesting, right? In May of 2025, they welcomed their second daughter.
Is the smartest. Officially, Dak Prescott is the smartest athlete on the planet. He's definitely the smartest athlete currently playing in the United States. He's definitely the smartest player in the NFL right now. In fact, he's one of the smartest players in the NFL in a long time. That's right, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. And I'm going to tell you why right now. So Dak Prescott, he signed a new contract, and it's worth a lot of money, a $240 million contract. Now, he was set to marry his fiancée, Sarah Jane Ramos. They were supposed to be celebrating their upcoming April wedding. Rumor is that Dak spent the last few months pushing hard for a rock-solid prenup to protect his new bag, and she flat out refused to sign it. The underlying tension finally boiled over into a massive screaming match right on the yacht, leading to the entire wedding being permanently shelved. If she really walked away just because she wanted to protect his contract, if she really walked away just because he wanted to protect his contract, did Dak actually dodge a massive bullet? The answer is yes. Dak, first of all, she's not worth it, Dak. She's not worth it. I'm looking at her with her big head. She's definitely not worth it.
With his girlfriend because she wouldn't sign the prenup. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, because he dodged a bullet. You see, Dak Prescott said, I don't want to fall victim like the rest of the athletes before me. Like the rest of the athletes who got married out of love and got their money taken from them. He said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put all my career earnings in jeopardy. He just signed a $240 million contract back in 2024. So he's like, nah, man, I'm worth millions. You gotta sign this prenup. And she said, nah, I don't want to do that. She probably was like, it's all about love, Dak. You know I love you, Dak. Dak, you know I love you. I ride you like that nice cowgirl. Uh-huh. Yeah, you a cowboy. But I'll be your cowgirl, and I'm gonna ride you real good. And he like, nah, sign that paper. She's like, no, it's about love, Dak. You don't trust me? No. Dak Prescott stood on business. Now, I wish he stood on business and get a Super Bowl. But hey, we ain't gonna go there. Hey, we not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. We're gonna stick to the topic. We're gonna stick to the topic, even though the Cowboys are trash. But
or more than that.
Like this was a PR relationship. This story
With your wife and her bachelorette party. That just seems like a recipe for disaster in general. Like nobody. Hold on.
his fiance and the mother of his 2 children are calling it quits just 1 month before their wedding. And it seems as though things kind of boiled over at a joint bachelorette weekend.
Hold on. Why would you ever have your bachelor party in collaboration with your wife and her bachelorette party? That just seems like a recipe for disaster in general. Like nobody wants to do that. It's your last hurrah, bro. Get a life. Go do something with your boys elsewhere. It's crazy.
Now, that is a good point, but it seems as though things are bigger than that.
There's a lot of conversations these days around prenups, and people of a high net worth, they feel like it should be automatically implied. When I have a certain amount of money, even broke people are asking for prenups these days. It's just an insurance policy that sometimes these things don't work out. We know what the divorce rates are here in America. And if things don't work out, I don't want to have to be losing half my bread or more than that sometimes because he has 2 children. So if you mix in the alimony with the child support, that could be a hefty price to pay, man. And so it's a protection for self. And it doesn't mean I'm going to treat the marriage any differently. I don't really know why women be tripping. Why don't you tell me did you sign a prenup?
I did not. It was something that we talked about, though. We did talk about it, but he just never circled back. But I was definitely okay with it.
Now you say okay with it. No. I have questions.
No, I'm saying I would have signed it. It.
No, so no apprehension. Yeah. Do you don't think the conversation implied that
we're a week early and we've experienced just some of Europe, some of all that over there?
First of all, this smoothie tastes like justice. Second of all, that was Dak before. Wedding canceled. Dak Prescott and Sarah Jane reportedly split just a month before the wedding. Rumor is a massive yacht argument over a prenup for his $240 million bag ended it all. Did Dak dodge a bullet? Yes. Dak Prescott, thrower of bullets, dodger of bullets. Dak Prescott, the quarterback for America's team. Dak Prescott just became my second favorite quarterback behind Caleb Williams. He has to be my favorite because he's my quarterback, and I do like him a lot, besides his pain in the nails, but that's neither here nor there. Dak Prescott told this heifer, look, heifer, I'm trying to be nice about this shit. I need you to sign this prenup, or I'm not marrying you. She was like, well, I'm not going to sign it. I got 2 of your kids. You don't trust me? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not marrying you unless you sign this paper. She didn't sign the paper. So I'm not marrying you, bitch. What do you think this is, ho? I will never understand these women who don't sign prenups when they marrying a millionaire ass dude. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But do you not remember when Drake said Kobe about to lose 150 M's? Kobe, my nigga, I hate it had to be him. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Then the line was so hard, Rick Ross came on behind him and just repeated him. Huh? Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym? Cause it's real shit, bitch.
She gives you one piece of resistance about signing the prenup, or she just starts crying. You don't really love me, then. If you want me to sign a prenup, that means you don't really love me. You don't want to really take care of me. She starts crying, and you like, all right, you don't got to worry about the prenup. I trust you. She over here snickering inside of her soul. Dak Prescott right here. Oh, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it, bro. W's in the chat already. Y'all got to put a W already for homie Dak Prescott right here. I don't care if you don't like the Cowboys at all. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'll be real with you. I just like to see a brother make a smart move. I just like to see a brother come up. I like to see a brother thinking logically as opposed to thinking You know what I'm saying? Very, very recklessly. There's a lot of people out here thinking recklessly. So let's get into this, man. I'm gonna basically break down what the heck is going on. This is paramount right here. Every man needs to start understanding if she is not about the prenup, it's a wrap.
The legal papers, which I feel sorry for Sarah Jane. Now they're saying insiders say that the issue came down to the prenuptial agreement. Now they're saying that Dak's fiance reportedly hired her own attorney to review the documents, which I don't blame her. And after weeks of discussions, the two sides could not come to terms. Now they say one person familiar with the situation said that Dak's proposed prenup was not particularly aggressive. Now the prenup wasn't very strict. They're saying, they said everyone basically kept whatever they had before the marriage. It was pretty straightforward. Now that's how they're trying to say this prenup, and I beg to differ. Now they say, but Miss Sarah Jane, baby, they said she reportedly wanted additional security beyond the standard arrangements, which she should have. Now they're saying that sources say that Sarah, honey, has been with Dax, listen to this, since before he signed his first major NFL contract and has stood by him, honey, during early years of his career. Now, they say the couple also already share 2 children together. They say, but because of that history, insiders say that she felt the agreement should reflect the length, honey, of their relationship and the life they had already built together. Now, after extended negotiations and back and forth between attorneys, the couple ultimately decided y'all not to move forward with the wedding. And I feel bad for Miss Sarah Jane, honey, because that's doing her dirty. Now, you're going to talk about we're going to take what we had to, we're going to go whatever we came up here together, but she done come with them damn babies.
He lost another opportunity to get a ring.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did. No, he did. Look, he said, no, bitch, you ain't get half of my bread. You got to sign this prenup. And she was like,
The Dallas Cowboys quarterback is making headlines for heartbreaking personal news just weeks before what was supposed to be one of the biggest days of his life. According to a report from TMZ, Prescott and his fiancée, Sarah Jane Ramos, have called off their wedding and ended their relationship just 1 month before the ceremony.
He was like, you know what? I got 2 kids here. That's cool.
Hey, well, we
child support for them. So
and we
fine.
good. It's cheaper like that versus me signing a prenup and you trying to do some funky shit and get half of my shit. He did the right
so
thing.
basically, it looks like Dak and his fiancee Sarah Jane Ramos, they said issues have been rocky behind the scenes for months. They had a blow-up argument at their joint bachelor and bachelorette parties in the Bahamas.
That's a telling sign right there.
Don't do it. Don't get married. You got 2 kids. That's it.
At the bachelor and bachelorette party.
Yeah, that's it. That's telling you it's gonna be up there.
The disagreement was so serious that Sarah decided to call the whole wedding off right then and there. Before this happened, Sarah was posting very sweet things about Dak. In February, she said, "I can't wait to marry the love of my life." In the midst of this, Dak has spoken out about his relationship with Sarah ending right before their trip to Italy. Underneath an article about it, Dak left a comment. In his comment, he put a shrugging emoji. People feel that this simple emoji shows he is trying to act like the situation doesn't even bother him, even though a wedding is a huge deal. Fans think this might be his way of staying calm in public while he figures out how to co-parent his 2 little ones with Sarah.
She shared several snaps from her bachelorette party with her close friends, saying, "I truly believe you can get through anything in life as long as you have really great friends. I love these girls so much."
And they in her ear on top of that. Yep. Stand 10 toes down.
Yeah, so they admitted the relationship is beyond repair, but they do have 2 kids together, ages 2 and 10 months old.
And leave it like that. Go find somebody else.
Well, he ain't gonna be worth shit next season.
What you mean?
He's gonna be struggling.
No, he ain't.
Straight. Dak Prescott can't get a ring on or off the field as he just called off his wedding. And in case you're wondering, yes, it's because of the bachelorette party. For context, Dak Prescott and Sarah Jane have been dating for nearly 3 years and have 2 daughters together. So they've already been living together and operating like a family. So it takes something pretty big to call off a wedding at that point. So this all comes down to the bachelor party. Apparently, Dak Prescott and Sarah Jane had joint bachelor and bachelorette parties in the Bahamas this past weekend, where she posted this picture with all her friends, and it made a weird caption. She basically said she loved her girls and that you can get through anything if you have good friends. Shortly after that post, apparently they had a ridiculous argument where they just blew up at each other and she called off the wedding. Now let's connect the dots. Bachelor party, bachelorette party, huge argument, alcohol, yachts, Bahamas. You can see where I'm going with this. The only reason that they would break up is that one cheated on the other. I just can't see any other reasoning. Like, think about it. Dak already signed his $240 million deal, so it's really not about the money. Because if it was, she would have married him anyway and then divorced him in a year or two to get half of it, instead of just getting child support on their 2 kids. This is honestly really sad. They were a pretty beautiful family. For all the Cowboys fans out there, does this mean Dak's gonna lock in and have an MVP season, or is he gonna have a terrible one? I mean, his personal life is gonna be ridiculous these next couple months. Let me know what y'all think about this situation down below.
When it comes to high conflict divorces, but also let's get ready to get married. How are you doing today, Vicky?
I'm wonderful. Thanks so much.
All right, so today I want to talk to you about this whole Dak Prescott and Sarah Jane Ramos story. We've been following this story online. They're supposed to get married in about a month, and apparently there's been some tension that's been building for months, and they were doing a joint bachelor and bachelorette celebration in the Bahamas, and they are now not going to get married. Allegedly, it's because of this prenup that she doesn't want to sign. So what are your thoughts?
Oh, boy, I have a lot of thoughts. All right, Angela. All right, number one, in 2024, Dak Prescott, he signed a massive extension for $240 million over 4 years. He's estimated to be worth about $100 million. So he's got a lot to protect here, okay? They already had a baby together. So the next step would have been marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got endorsements, Jordan, AT&T, 7-Eleven. So he is amassing, let's say, $60 million a year. So without executing a prenuptial agreement and getting married, and the pressure from his financial advisors and agents recommending that you need to get one, I don't think he could walk down the aisle without having one inked. And that's really problematic because I think she didn't want to sign one. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Good
mean,
for her.
Yeah,
Good for
you
her.
said good for her.
Good for her.
They do
Stand your ground, girl.
But they do have 2 young daughters. I do want to say, though, Vicky, I can understand when you're worth that much, thinking about protecting your assets. Because a prenup is not always a bad thing, right? It's just a contract, and you can decide what's in that contract.
But I want to come before
100%.
all your financial advisors, everyone that's telling you, if I'm getting married and I'm walking down the aisle with you, I want to come before all of those people and talk to me. I'm not talking to let's have a conversation, or else maybe I don't need to be marrying you. Good for her.